Free Realtor Content Day, aka a BOC announcement. You don't normally see me make videos about these announcements because if it's an increase or decrease, it usually means something funky is happening with our economy. And I feel a certain way about trying to tie that in with selling my services. But there are plenty of good informational posts out there, so that's no shade to anybody posting about this. Now, what's interesting is that we were kind of moving into a deflationary state. Mortgage costs were coming down because obviously we've had 7 rate cuts, and that's going to contribute to mortgage costs coming down, as well as gasoline costs were coming down starting in April. And that's because the consumer carbon tax portion of those prices was lopped off. And so we are seeing a significant dip in these costs that usually contribute a big portion of our inflation. However, the uncertainty with tariffs, and their inflationary influence on our economy is still kind of looming. So this is kind of a defensive wait and see move by the BOC. And I guess we're going to have to see what happens in April and May and what decisions are done down south. So I have one piece of advice for both buyers and sellers. Sellers, you need to price your home according to market demand. We're seeing a slight uptick in inventory and price right now, which doesn't necessarily make sense. So something has to give. So if you want to sell your home, make sure it's priced accordingly. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting longer, and you could start sitting as prices start dropping, and you don't want to be that person. So don't shoot for the moon, to leave a little wiggle room for negotiation. Price it right the first time, get it sold, and move on. For buyers, especially those that are employed in industries that could be affected heavily by tariffs, get a pre-approval if you don't already have one, and get a quick close on a home that you can afford even if you're laid off for a couple months. That's the big caveat, because banks, lenders are scrutinizing buyers heavily, and they're allowed to right up till close. So the quicker the close, the less chance of scrutinizing and the less chance of you losing your financing before then. That's all.